Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I have empties. But there is a few choices again for the first time. I do makeup first, then full and travel size, and then samples and foils at the end. The only exception to that is I keep my makeup foil samples in this bag with my makeup. So I usually do them along with the makeup just because it's easier on my brain. Anyways, first we have the NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. I like this. I don't mind using it when I get it, but I have stuff that I like more. Like for the drugstore, I actually really like the hard candy setting sprays. So if I was gonna buy one, I would probably buy that over this. I do think I have a full size of this hanging around there that I got in a swap. Here is the Butter London Double Decker Mascara. I got this from a BoxyCharm. As you can see, the wand is kind of jacked up looking. It has always looked like that. That's one of the things I did not like about this mascara. And it just didn't do enough for my lashes to make it worth 20 bucks. So I would not be purchasing that. Here is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Pure Brightening Serum Foundation Mini that I have. This is too serum-y for my skin. I have really oily skin if you happened to cross my channel or just signed up to watch me for the first time. But this is just too moisturizing for my skin. My sister, who has really dry skin, I know happens to really like this. So if you have dry skin, this might be a better fit for you. Here we have the Estee Edit Flash Photo Gloss. They don't make this anymore, but I finished the mini that I had. Like, it is cleaned out. But this is actually really sticky. I liked this when I first got it in a Play by Sephora box many moons ago. But when I was using the whole thing up, I wound up liking it a lot less. So can't get it anyway, but I wouldn't recommend it if you could. Here is the LOC Shadow Stick. It's on point, but now it's called something else. I will just put it right here. For this being kind of a small stick, this still took me like 4 months to go through. It is really pretty. I do like shadow sticks, so I would consider repurchasing this, or purchasing this actually. I don't quite remember where I got this from. I don't think I got this in a Birchbox. I think I got this from, I think I purchased this from somebody, but yeah, $10 for the stick, and it looks like it's not a lot of product, but it'll last you a long time, so. Here we have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden. This is the old packaging. There is a little bit stuck throughout it, but it has dried out because, well, it's really old. I don't really want to admit to how old it is. But my sister gave it to me 4 years ago, and I'm sure she might have had it for a while when she gave it to me. She gave it to me because while she did really like it, her skin started drying out even more at the time, and she couldn't use it anymore. But I love this stuff. I love the blank canvas it puts on my lids. Once I go through some more primers, I will probably repurchase this because this is the thing that works the best on me. Here is the No. 7 Beautifully Matte Foundation. Mine is in the shade Cool Vanilla. I need to go a shade lighter because this is both too dark and too pink for me. I believe the lighter shade is a little more neutral as well. This tends to run really pink. But I loved this. Like, this looked great on my oily ass skin. So I would love to get another bottle. I have too much foundation right now, so I'm not gonna buy it now. But in like a year, when I get my foundation collection down by a good bit, I would totally repurchase this. This is kind of expensive though. This is like $15.99. That is really my only complaint about it though, and the shade range is not great. It's okay for drugstore, which half the time you do good to get like 10 to 12 shades, but it's not great. Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Primer. This is too radiant for my skin, but I did use it up just on nights when I knew I wouldn't be needing my makeup to last for more than 4 to 5 hours, because that's about what I can get out of this. Also, that is a little too orange for my skin. Another discontinued product. This is the Bare Minerals Pop a Passion Lip Balm in Plumberry Pop. So it was a really pretty color, and I would wear it a lot on its own when I went out to give my lips a little bit of color because my lips are kind of dead looking when I don't wear makeup. But you can't get it anymore, which sucks because it was awesome. Okay, that's a perfume. I'll wait and do that. I keep my perfumes in here too. The Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. This is the liquid version. Let me see if I can get a swatch out of it because I did use it up. I used the crap out of it. Like I took out the stopper and everything, but here is a swatch. I would love possibly to have this in a pressed version, although this is not a super unique shade that I'm sure I can get cheaper. I mixed this with my foundation and that's how I used it up because it helped lighten my foundations a little bit, which I almost always need. So it did a good job for that, and like I said, the color's really pretty, but Becca's highlights are really expensive. So unless they have like a super unique color, I would probably not repurchase. But if you like mixing things into your foundation, like highlights and stuff like that, this worked really well with several different foundations. So just for you to know. Powder. I finished a powder. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Powder Foundation in Fair Neutral. So this is what it looks like. It has this sponge over here that I almost never used. I wish they would have that in there. I don't know if they repackaged this or what, but I saw it on sale at one point, so I don't know if you can necessarily get this right now. I'll indicate whether you can or not. I think you can. I think they just repackaged it. I hope in repackaging they got rid of this side because it would be, this is so bulky. As a powder foundation, this was great, although the shade was not perfect for my skin. I tended to mostly wear it over foundation though, and it was a bit much for that, just because I don't wear powder foundations very often. I say that, I'm actually wearing one today, a powder as a foundation that I happen to have that I needed to do my makeup in a hurry, and I found I had one, so I used it. Oh, another lip balm. I powered through lip balms this month. This is the Lip Smackers Iron Man lip balm. I'm totally keeping this packaging. But this was actually a really nice lip balm, but it got kind of, I want to say, gritty at the end, so I'm sure like something got on it, unfortunately. But it was done anyway, so it's alright. But this smells like grape, like some kind of grapefruity type smell. I really enjoyed it. It was nice and moisturizing, especially for a $4.99 lip balm that I totally only bought because of the packaging. I would totally admit that. So yeah, I actually really like this. If I could find it again in store, I would buy it again. I wish I bought more. They had a Captain America one too. I wish I'd bought that as well. I have a beauty blender because I'm keeping these this year apparently, because everybody keeps theirs in their year-end makeup empties, and I don't include these in my makeup totals that I give at the end of the year, but apparently I'm keeping them this year. This is an actual beauty blender. They are really nice. They are hella expensive. I tend to only use them when I get them in kits, because they do last a good bit longer, although I tore this one up pretty badly too. You can't really see it, but I tend to dig my fingernails into things, and all of my sponges end up with claw marks all over them, even though my cat does not touch my sponges like most people complain about. So yeah, I tend to tear up sponges. That's why I don't like to pay a lot for them. I normally use the EcoTool sponge. I find that lasts 2 months with me, whereas the Real Techniques only last about a month. So yeah, that's what I use. It's only $4.99 when you can get it by itself, which now I can find them by itself at Walmart. They used to only sell them either with a little sponge or with a little display holder, which I have the one with the display holder, or I got that and I still have the little holder thing that I use all the time. I just don't need another one and pay more for it, so yeah. Final makeup item, and then we have some samples and some perfumes. This is the Urban Decay Perversion eyeliner. Unfortunately, my product fell out because I've had this for a while, although it was most of the way done anyway. But this is a really nice eyeliner. It doesn't stay in my waterline though, so I would not purchase, at least not the black one. If they have a unique color that I would wear on my lower lash line or anything like that, I would totally purchase one. I think it's called Alkaline. It came out with the Naked Heat collection last year. That I really like, and I would totally purchase again if I can. I don't know if it was limited edition or not, but when I'm wearing very warm toned looks, I love using that, and that I think is worth the 20 bucks that they are, because it's a unique color you can't find in too many places. Apparently I was wrong. I did have another little mini makeup product. I had a lot of freaking makeup this month. This is a Bare Minerals Bare Skin Perfecting Veil that I had hanging around my collection in the shade light to medium. It was fine. Like this actually lasted me like 2 to 3 weeks, so I got plenty of usage out of it. It just, you know, if I'm gonna buy a basic like powder and pay full price for it, I'm not gonna buy this one. But if I got it like on a good discount or anything like that, like I got the Urban Decay one. I bought that from a friend of mine who just had too many and decided to declutter one and sell it to me for like 10 bucks. But if I could get it like on a 30 days of beauty deal or anything like that, I might consider it, although I have a crap ton of powder right now, so I don't need to be considering any powders for the foreseeable future. Some samples. I have the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I actually got a full size of this in my BoxyCharm this month. I don't like this as a primer on its own, like just all over my face. It's a little too silicone-y for everywhere. But as a pore filler, like just down the center of my face and on my cheeks where all my pores are big and gaping, that I really liked it for. So I would totally repurchase it for that. Or I'm happy to have the full size I have for that. Although I probably wouldn't purchase it myself because it's kind of expensive and there's stuff I like that's cheaper. But it's really good, so like if you could swap for it like from somebody or anything like that, totally go for it. Now, I had a liquid of this as well, but I don't know where it went. So, I mean, it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. I have the cream, like the poured version, the powder version, and like I said, I had the liquid, I used it. I know I did, I just don't know where the frick it is. It's probably buried in there somewhere. But Opal was too dark for me. I used this, and that's when I realized it was too dark for me. I mixed the liquid into my foundation, and it was a little too dark for me. I had to correct it heavily. And I used this as an inner corner highlight, which with certain makeup looks, it looked fine, but I would certainly not purchase it for that. But if I got like a mini of Opal in a subscription box or something, I would probably either swap it away, or if I wanted to keep it, use it as an eyeshadow. Which you can totally do. So yeah, now into the box of mysteries. I actually used up, not a ton of product, but I used up some really expensive stuff this month. So when I give you my total at the end, it's gonna look huge considering how much of this I have, but it's fine. Speaking of expensive ass shit, this is the Lancome Bifacile Double Action Eye Makeup Remover. I have so many friends that love this stuff. I'm not one of them. See, I've gotten a mini before as a 100-point perk, and then I loved it, but when I used it this time, and I used up the whole freaking thing, it always left mascara behind, and Pond's cold cream does not. So I will stick with that, or another cold cream, if I want to branch out. I forgot my perfumes. Hold up. We have, who are you? Stella McCartney's Pop. I did really like this. And I have Stella McCartney's Stella, which I love. And I went through this so fast that next time I'm just gonna suck it up and buy the big bottle. But I freaking love this. This is a rose scent that I'm not huge in the rose scents, but I really loved this one. I don't know. But yeah, I would totally repurchase that. I would just spring for the big bottle of it. Aveeno Positively Radiant. I forgot I hate the smell of these. So when I couponed a bunch of Aveeno stuff, I got one of these. And I think further down in here, I also have the kind that I prefer. So I just need to remember, don't buy these, buy the other ones. They work fine for taking off your makeup. I was actually really glad I had these because when I went and saw my mom, I remembered my bag of makeup, which just was inside of it, forgot all of my toiletries. So I had to use these to take off my eye makeup and everything. And I usually use a different eye makeup remover. So yeah, that sucked. These actually do work to take off your eye makeup if you're willing to kind of sit there with them on your eye for about 30 seconds a piece. Which, by the way, I would do the same with this and it still left mascara behind on me. But this did not. So they're really good. I just hate the smell of them. Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Extra Strength Daily Peels. There's actually like 3 sets in here that I got as like a 100-point perk from Sephora one time. But these are really good. These leave my skin feeling really, really smooth. Unfortunately, this stuff is so expensive for little pieces of cloth, honestly. So I would probably never purchase these, but I love them so freaking much. It's terrible. My husband left us an empty. I think that's the only one in here from him this month. Yeah, it looks like it. I've mentioned this many times before, but just in case anybody's tuning in for the first time. Old Spice Aqua Reef. I care what my husband's armpits smell like because we have a 13-inch height difference and I literally come up to his armpit. I'm short and he's tall, like hella tall, 6'5". So I have a very vested interest in what his armpits smell like. He prefers the gel solids, that is his only request, and gel solid right here. Sometimes I coupon him different things, but when I'm just straight buying, this is what I get. And I usually coupon those too, but especially like if I'm just buying in the store. Here's the Becca liquid. I just threw it in here apparently. Let's get to the masks now. I think I have 4 or 5 of them. That's not a mask, that's something else. Okay. I'm just all over it tonight. Here is the Sue Unicorn Glow Hologram Mask. I put a picture of myself on Instagram with this crazy ass looking thing on. I can link it down below or insert a picture here. This was nice. It got some good moisture out of it, which is most of what I expect out of sheet masks. Like, it's just a nice good boost of moisture to plump up my skin. That's why I don't like to spend a lot of money on them. And this is only like $2.50 when you can find it in store. This one's kind of hard to find sometimes because it's unicorn, so everybody wants it. But it's good, so I would totally repurchase this. I think I have another one lying around. Here is the Yada Cosmetics Revitalizing Jelly Pack. Yeah, this is revitalizing. I got these in PR last year, and I really like them for what they are. They're just so like concentrated jelly instead of like a watery essence that they're a little much for my skin, especially this time of year. But if you have really dry skin, I definitely recommend these. You can get them on their site for like, I want to say 5 for $15, but I've also heard that you can sometimes find these at like TJ Maxx and Nordstrom for cheaper. And if you can find them for cheaper, definitely get them for cheaper. Karuna Hydrating Plus Face Mask. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love these. I'm actually running low, so I might have to swap for these soon. Or be a good girl and use up my other shit first. MJ Care Collagen Essence Mask. This was alright, but I got this on a swap from my subscriptionaddiction.com. I wasn't super impressed with it, but it was fine for a swap, so that's good. Here are the Avito wipes that I was talking about earlier. These are the Ultra Calming makeup wipes. These are the ones I like. They also have the nice little snap closure, so I just need to remember that when I coupon and when getting Aveeno things, I need to remember these are the kinds that I like, even though they are a little more expensive. That I at least won't be miserable while I'm using them both. Finished a moisturizer. This is the Tony Moly, what are you? Tony Moly, like apple cream or something like that. It's actually an AHA cream, which I did not know. It smells really good. Like, it smells like a fresh apple. This is so sticky. I would never buy this again because it was so sticky, but it smelled... Tony Moly does fruit scents really good. Like, they have a hand cream in their apple scent. I would totally buy that. So just not this. It's too much for my skin. Other hella expensive item. This is the Dr. Brandt Pore Dermabrasion Pore Perfecting Exfoliator. I didn't really like this. I'm never buying from Dr. Brandt. Because when you get their products, they're only about 2/3 full. And they're too expensive to only be 2/3 to sometimes even only a half full. This one was actually like 2/3 full, so it was okay. But it is really nice. It does give you a good scrub, but like I said, I would never buy from them. But BoxyCharm gets them on a semi-regular basis, so I do end up with them. I have a mask from them that I would almost consider buying. It is that good. Okay, this is actually a stand-in for 2 of these that I used at the beginning of the month, but they were coated in hair dye, so I threw them away, and they're in my 3rd one that I had that I'm going to be touching up my roots with hopefully in the next month or so. This is the BTZ Beyond the Zone Color Jams Crimson Storm. This is an amazing hair color. Like, after a month of washing, it still looks really good, and it's still coming out of my hair. Like, my bathtub looks like a murder scene every time I take a shower. Still, after a month. Normally that stops after 2 to 3 weeks at worst. So I don't know if I would necessarily buy this again because that is driving me crazy. Yeah, so, but if it is a really good hair color. I really like this color. Like, I do bleach my hair before I put color on, so it does intensify the color and the length that it stays more. But it just gets, this is also a really drippy one. Like, this constantly dripped everywhere when I was sitting with it in my hair. So it has its pros and cons. I do like the fact that it actually like has like a nozzle and everything, and the bottle is pretty easy to squeeze, because what I normally use, which is the Enrage hair color, their bottles are really hard to squeeze and they only have like a little cap to take off, like they don't have the nozzle or anything like that. So good packaging, great color, super drippy, still coming out of my hair, like coating my bathtub with it. So, pros and cons, people, pros and cons. Here is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Fresh Cut Split End Mender. If I use something from them, I'm going to use the, I'll insert it here, Style Primer or something like that. It's in a black bottle, but a lot of their stuff is, so that doesn't help. I really like the smell of like 98% of their products, just their dry shampoo is too much for me. But I don't feel like this really did much. So if I'm gonna pick up something, I will pick up the thing that I actually like and have purchased before. Speaking of Tony Moly hand creams, this is the peach one, and I freaking loved this. That I actually finished a hand cream, which almost never happens. But yeah, the only thing about this is that the full size is in a little tub. I wish it was in a tube. I would still purchase it, and then it's in a super cute like little peach boob-shaped tub. But that does mean that I have to actually like twist off the top and everything rather than a super convenient little tube. Super Goo. This is the Everyday Sunscreen. If you saw my update for Summer Movie Madness last week, you're like, weren't you like here on that? Yeah, I was. And then I went out into the pool for the first time, which this comes out in the pool too, which is very annoying. I have to get a swim cap. But I used this all over my body and used it up. Because I was like, either I can use it all up in one use or it's gonna last me all summer. I used it all up in one use, and now I had to order a facial sunscreen, which I haven't had to do in a very long time because I always have minis lying around. This is a decent sunscreen. It is SPF 50, which is always nice, and my pale ass needs SPF all the way. Supergroup's really expensive, so I would not go to them for my straight sunscreen cream needs. Now, their makeup setting spray that has SPF in it, I love that stuff. Most people don't, but I do. Although I hear Ulta has one now that I want to get my hands on. But that's a great way to put sunscreen over your makeup and being able to actually touch it up. They also have a powder that I want to try. Okay. Here we have the Ladykin Snail Cream. This is the Arsenic Snail Cream, I think it's called. Once again, super cheap packaging. It was really nice. And it's really cheap, actually. But, yeah, I would possibly consider purchasing this in the future, actually. I mean, look at that. It's so cute. I want to keep it, but what the hell would I put in it? Because it's so tiny. I don't know. Here is the Shea Terra Organics Rose Hips Black Soap Facial Wash. According to this, you could also use this as like a face mask. I never did that. Black soap does turn my skin kind of red, which it does to a lot of people, but it doesn't make me break out, so I did use it up. But it's fine, but there was a serious issue with product to packaging problem. So this stuff was really, really thick and kind of gooey, which didn't bother me that much. But this is hard plastic. This is not a pump. So this was a nightmare to get out. So I had to leave it sitting upside down and then shove my finger into it to get product out every time I use this. There's a reason this took me like 2 months to use when it's too small to be taking that long. So don't want that again because packaging was super inconvenient. I have no idea what the full-size product looks like. I will insert a picture if I can find it, and maybe the packaging on the full size is better. I have something red all over me. I don't know. Secret Clinical Strength Smooth Solid Deodorant. This was fine. I prefer gel, personally, because I say it's TMI, but this is why I have a preference. I have really dry armpits, so the more moisture I can get from them, the better. I have a backstock of deodorants right now, so I'm not going to be purchasing it anytime soon. But I've gotten some recommendations for some more natural style deodorants that I want to try, because several of them I have tried so far have not worked for me, and the La Vanilla one actually I had a bit of a reaction to, so that scared me off of them pretty badly. But I'm willing to try natural deodorants. I sweat like a beast. So they gotta hang with that. This is the Ren Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic. I used up the Pixie Glow Tonic last month. I like this better than that. I feel like it did a little bit of something. I got a little bit of a glow out of it. What I'm using now though, I like better than both of them. So I'm using a Korean Beauty one now that I like better than both of those. So I would not purchase this. I would purchase, if I wanted an AHA, the one I'm using now. It is the, I'll have to insert the name of it because I'm not exactly sure, but it's the Hell Pour Tonic. The Dr. Jart Water Drop Hydrating Moisturizer. This is a gel moisturizer, so I liked it for that because I love gel moisturizers because I have really oily skin and I can't take a lot of moisture at one time. It smelled like pepper, like not peppers, pepper like the seasoning. That was weird. So I would not want that again because that was just weird. Here we have a number 7 Restore and Renew Serum. I didn't really see a difference when using this one way or another. I am using up another one now, so I have another month to decide, but so far I'm not impressed. They have a triple action serum that I like, just not that one. Here we have the Origins Ginseng Eye Cream. I actually cut it open and got like another 2 weeks of use out of it because all the product had gotten like stuck in the bottom where I couldn't squeeze properly. I really like this, actually. I need something with a little bit more anti-aging benefits because I'm 32. I'm getting shit under my eyes. But if you just need a brightening eye cream, this is really good, and I would recommend it because it's got the kind of salmon-y tone to it. It's, like I said, it's really good. So if you're younger and you just have some dark eye circles going on, get that. Here we have the Ava NYC Get Glossed Hair Serum. I just use this as kind of like an oil deep treatment thing for my hair. I love the smell of their products. I would actually consider repurchasing this for that deep oil treatment purpose because the smell of this is so good. It's a very particular smell, so if you're thinking about purchasing any of their products, they have them at Ulta and they usually go on sale a lot. Smell them before you grab it. And this is gooky. This is the La Mauve Green Clay Detox Mask. I only got like one mask out of this because it's really small. I actually really liked it though. Like, this has been hanging around my collection forever and I hadn't ever used it. And then I tried it and it was really good. So I definitely recommend it. I have no idea where to get it from though because I got it in a mystery bag. Here we have the Miel, I'm not sure which one. Babasu and Mint Deep Conditioner. I actually just finished another one up today. This smells so good, but another thing, that is a very particular smell and you should smell it before you buy it. Miel Deep Conditioner. This is really good. Just like, it's a nice good deep conditioner and my hair needs all the conditioning it can get, so I would know. But I got this from one of those Target boxes they had for sale kind of recently. I ended up swapping somebody for it, but that's where this came from. Yeah, it's really good. It's another thing, like I said, that you need to smell before you buy to make sure that you like the scent. Finally, before we get into samples, 4 Pro Cotton Rounds. I like these. I get these off of Amazon. I want to get more into, not natural, reusable cotton rounds, which I guess they're more natural if I don't have to throw them away. I have been told to get them from Etsy. So once I go through another pack of these, which I go through like a pack of these a month, I'm gonna hunt some down on Etsy. See, when I search on Amazon, I turn up nursing pads a lot. Would that work for this? Because if I could buy it on Amazon, I can get Prime shipping. But if not, I could totally buy them on Etsy. And I'm totally willing to, because I need, like, I go through so many cotton rounds that I feel really bad. Samples. I don't have a ton, but I definitely have more than last month. So I have, this is something I almost pulled out earlier. This is the Dove Exfoliating Body Polish. This was really nice and it smells like ice cream. Not the most rough of an exfoliation, I'll admit. But once again, smells like ice cream. Does leave you kind of moisturized afterwards. So it's a good enough scrub that I don't care. I have a full size of this that's waiting for me to use up my something else that I have that is going to go into a project coming up next month. The L'Oreal Mythic Oil Shampoo. This was nice, but I didn't see like anything special, so I would not purchase that. I have 2 of the Innisfree SPFs Daily UV Protection Creams in SPF 35. I used these on my tattoo, actually. And they were fine. I wouldn't necessarily seek them out because I have lots of sunscreen. Just no face sunscreen, and I'm not putting body sunscreen on my oily ass face. I actually bought something. I bought the Horsix Aloe sunscreen for your face because I've read online that that's actually really good for oily skin people, and I love anything aloe vera scented. So yeah, I was all on that. Here we have something that I thought was a moisturizer. It was actually like a CC cream. The Olay Total Effects Tone Correcting Touch of Foundation. It literally says it right on there. I just was not paying attention to it. I was scared this was going to be too dark for me because when I poured it out or pushed it out, it was hella dark. But it blended into my skin. It was actually pretty nice. Like as far as something to correct a little bit of the redness on my skin, but to not be wearing makeup. I kind of want this, but I have so much moisturizer right now that, yeah, I don't need any more. I still use this as a moisturizer. It's just, that's what I would use it for if I bought it. I would use it as a moisturizer during the day and just have a little bit of correction on my face. So yeah. Olay Regenerous Luminous. I've used up many samples of this before. I really love this. I would, if I ever ran out of moisturizer, which because I subscribe to boxes, I probably never will. But if I ever ran out of moisturizer and I went to the drugstore to buy another one, that's what I would buy. Finally, we have the Garnier Whole Blends Gentle Shampoo and Conditioner and Oat Delicacy. This smells so good. And despite it being like super gentle, it actually both cleaned and moisturized my hair. So I have something in my back stock from the Whole Blends thing, but it's for colored hair. But if this worked fine on my hair, like it didn't take out too much hair color, no more than anything else. It's been knocking it out lately, so yeah. So that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry that this was a really long one. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.